Hello, hello everyone. Today we're talking P3 tape. What is it? Where do you get it? How do you use it? So P3 tape has replaced for paper phenomenon projects, and I see a few others using it. How we make album covers. Album covers, boxes. It has replaced the paper hinge. So you can make boxes with P3 tape, and you can also make folio covers. So it's replaced the paper hinge, the cardstock wrap, and the tie-back wrap. I'm going to demo. We're going to make a folio cover. So let's get to it. P3 tape. What is it and how do you get it? You get it at paperphenomenon.com. P3 tape is a cloth-based tape. It's single-sided adhesive. It's a high-performance adhesive. It comes in two colors, in black and in white. This replaces the paper hinge, whether you're making boxes or album covers, folio covers, three-dimensional projects, whatever you're making. I sized it perfectly to replace the paper hinge. So it's 1.5 inches, and on one roll you get 33 yards. So it works just like a paper hinge, except that it's 33 yards long. It already has the high performance adhesive on the back. So you saved so much time. So it makes making our project so much faster and so much more efficient. And I hate to say it, but it's better than cardstock 100%. This also replaces the tie-back hinge. Will I say this is better than tie-back? No, but it is more efficient and it is less expensive than using tie-back, because tie-back is an excellent product, but you have to cut it down to size and you have to put adhesive on tie-back. This already has the adhesive for you. So think about the cost savings. All right. You will use this over and over and over again. I promise. You can pick up one roll to try it out. Paperphenomenon.com. I want you guys to understand that this product is not to be confused with gaffer tape, bookbinding tape, or masking tape. It is not the same. For those of you who have tried the gaffer tape, bookbinding tape, or the masking tape and have tried the P3 tape, chime in below and let me know if you agree with me that it is not to be confused. It is so luxurious and the adhesive is absolutely amazing. When I tell you it's high performance, I kid you not, it is high performance. So remember, I'm not saying that you cannot use cardstock, that you cannot use tie-back. What I'm saying is we've got something better. It's more efficient and it is much more durable than cardstock. All right, so let's get into making this folio cover and I'm going to walk you through the process. Folio cover, you want to cut strips of tape 1/4 inch shorter than the height of your cover. All right, so notice I have about 1/8 of an inch at the top, 1/8 of an inch at the bottom, shorter than the actual cover. You want to cut a piece for the outside edges. So that's already 2 pieces. And you want to cut a piece for the spine. Depending on the width of your spine, you're going to cut 1, 2, or 3 pieces. For this particular width of this spine, I'm just going to cut 1 because I'm going to have plenty of space for my spacer, right? Meaning the spaces in between the chipboard covers and to attach to the back of the actual cover. So I'm just going to need 1 for that. If you have a wide spine, then you're going to connect it by 2 pieces right there in the middle of the spine. So you're going to go midway from the right and midway from the left and stick. And that way you have enough room for your spacer and to attach your cover. Okay. So we're going to start with those 3 pieces first, and then we'll talk about the other pieces that we need. Now, again, I've mentioned that the P3 tape is cloth and it's also adhesive. You have adhesive already on it. There's a little learning curve to taking the adhesive off because it is pretty sticky and you gotta practice. So I like to fold the corner down of the tape, see a little fold there, and then pull it back. See how you can detach the tape from the backing and then you pull like so. I highly recommend that you have what I call the third hand. All right, and you'll see why you need this third hand. I use my bone folder. It works beautifully. Okay, so now that I've showed you how to remove the tape backing. Let's do it. So it takes practice. I have mastered it, my friends. I wish you would have saw the first time I used P3 tape. It was quite comical. So you're going to take your spine, you're going to stick it to the middle of your P3 tape. You're going to stick your cover down, whether the left or the right hand side. You always want to leave space in between your album covers or your folio covers. For this particular project that I'm making, or this particular cover, I'm just going to leave 1/8 of an inch. I used a grid on my work surface to give me approximately 1/8 of an inch spacing, and I'd like to, line it up as best I can. So I line it up on my grid, and I also line it up so that I have 1/8 of an inch space, and I see that approximately and keep it nice and straight. And again, I use the grids on my work surface to line everything up. And I usually do a pretty good job, right? And you see this fraying that you get in between your chipboard pieces? You want to make sure you clean that up. And I normally do that beforehand, but I just failed to do that this time. You don't want anything sticking to the adhesive in between the chipboard pieces because you lose sticky power. You don't want to lose sticky power. All right, left and right hand side now. So fold the corner. That way you can pull the tape backing back. Now for the left and the right hand side, you want to stick the tape into the album cover midway. Drop it, burnish for a stick. The opposite side. Pull the tape back, pull the tape backing off, midway. So halfway into the album cover and stick it down. Done. Now you're going to need 2 more pieces from tape to tape. So the length of your album, the width of your album cover with the spine plus the tape. So measure it out. And did I tell you how you cut P3 tape? With scissors. 1, and then you need a second piece, 1 for the top and then 1 for the bottom, like so. Scissors is how you cut the tape. Okay, so I've got all of my pieces done. The next thing you want to do is for a folio cover. You need a piece that cleans up the spine, okay? So in this case, because I have a very narrow spine, I just need 1 piece. If you have a actual mini album spine, something like this, you're going to need 2 pieces, okay? And how you join those pieces together is by centering it. So you put center here, and then the other piece over here, and you work your way out. In this case, because we're only using 1 piece, I'll show you how we do it for a folio. And again, I demo all of this in my projects, depending on what project we're making. I show you exactly how to do it, right? I'm just showing you how to use P3 tape and how easy and actually fun it is to make an album cover without having to wrap it with cardstock. All right, my friends. So the goal here is to tidy up this spine area because we're not going to have a binding system, right? So what you want to do is make it look like this. See that? So we want to clean everything up. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick it down to the cover first. Then we're going to burnish into the spacer tape, making sure that the sticky on this side and the sticky on the tape in the spine area make contact and stick together. However, we want to mold it to this kind of shape that we got going on here. So we're going to burnish against the edge of the cover, then shift our bone folder over to the edge of the spine, okay? So to place the tape, you want to go in the center. Ideally, you want to center it nicely, right? But you're only going to stick it to one side, all right? And for me, it was easier to stick it onto this side. So I'm just going to flip because I'm going to work on this side. Stick it to one side only. Now, you're going to drop your bone folder into the spacer tape right up against the edge of the cover. Okay, and if you need this in more detail, whatever project, paper phenomenon project you're working on, I give the instruction. Okay, exactly. So right against the edge, and then shift your bone folder over to the edge of the spine, right? So you're kind of molding it into that gusset. Burnish up against the edge of the spine. Now you stick it to the spine only, and then you're going to do the same thing in the other spacer. You always want to pull and stick. And wherever it sticks down prematurely, you can lift it up because you haven't burnished. What makes adhesive stick is burnishing. So if you don't burnish, you usually can lift it up very, very easily. Okay, so now you're going to drop it into the edge of into the spacer tape and burnish up against the edge of the spine. Okay. And this is the same process with cardstock. Same thing. The process does not change. It's just you're using a different material, all right? Something better. Then burnish up against the edge of the cover. And then the remaining bit of tape, you stick it onto the other side of the cover. And my friends, you burnish. Okay? And there it is. You've tidied up that spine. You'll be able to have your pages on the left and the right hand side of this folio and a beautifully finished spine. Now, oops, we already cut our pieces. Now for the bottom piece. So fold the corner, pull the tape back. And this is where you need the third hand. All right, because we're going to keep on wrestling, right, to try to get our hands off this tape. So bone folder, and then get your hand off. See that? Then midway. So position your cover midway onto the tape, drop and stick. Lift, remove the tape backing, and repeat the same process. Pull the tape backing off, place it on your work surface, third hand, midway, drop, and stick. How perfect is that? Okay. Now, we're going to miter. We like to miter 1/4 inch away from each corner. So there's my corner. Don't cut there. Move your scissors approximately 1/4 inch away from the corner and cut. Okay. Again, there's my corner. Bump it back about 1/4 inch and cut. Diagonal right up against the corner. Bump it back about 1/4 inch and cut. One more time. By this time, you should have it perfect. And cut. You're going to have a bunch of these laying around, but in the trash. All right, now we're going to wrap. Let's do it. I've demoed how to wrap your covers a bazillion times, so I'm just going to go through the wrapping process very quickly. You're going to start on a corner. You're going to pull and stick. Okay, pull and stick. You're going to stop about a finger width away from the gusset. What's the gusset? The space in between the chipboard pieces. Stop sticking. Mosey on over to the opposite side. Oh, whoopsie. Pull. See how hard I pull that? I shift my whole project. Pull and stick. Remember, we're doing a this kind of motion, not a this motion. And again, if you want to see this in full detail, then you want to watch my video on how to create an album cover. This one is just demoing how to use your P3 tape. Right now, you're going to stick in the center, right in your spine. Boom. You're going to move those little bumps. If you're wondering what bumps, I promise you'll see it in the project folder. Into the gusset and you burnish. Push that bump into the gusset and burnish. Push the bump into the gusset and burnish. Opposite side. Again, pulling and sticking. Pulling and sticking. Going to stop approximately a finger width away from the gusset. Opposite side, pull and stick. Like so. In the spine, do a quick little stick and then move those bumps to the gusset. And then you're going to burnish poke the bumps into the gussets, and then burnish. And done. Look at that. Album cover almost done. We haven't had to make paper hinges. We didn't have to make a cardstock wrap. None of the above. There will be no cracking. Did you hear that? No cracking. Right, now we're going to tidy up these corners. So you're going to notice that there is tapering right here, right? Right, because we mitered. So what you want is the tapering to start in the corner, right in the corner of the chipboard. Right now it starts past about a quarter of an inch away from the chipboard, right? So what you're going to do is fold that tape in, stick, and notice how it starts tapering now right at the corner. It's not perfect, but it tapers now at the corner. See how it goes in? Don't worry about cleaning it up completely. Unnecessary. Tapering from the corner now. So you're going to fold that tape and stick it onto itself. Again, tapering from the corner, fold that tape, stick it onto itself. And beautiful and done. So again, now it starts tapering at the corner. Don't worry that it's not a perfect taper. You will not see any of that. Okay? Now we're going to take this excess tape and fold it onto the chipboard and stick. Burnish, of course. And if this kills you, you can always clean it up if you want. Again, you will not see any of that because we are going to finish it up with cardstock, or beautiful pattern paper, I should say. All right, look, we made an album cover. No sticking adhesive, no cracking. Easy peasy, just cutting strips of tape that are perfectly sized in width. All you need to do is cut the length that you need. You get 33 yards at 1.5 inches. It comes in black and in white. This is a perfect white. It's got a little yellow tinge to it now because it has a yellow backing. You can dye this to match whatever color cardstock you want. How do you dye it? With sprays. All of the Tim Holtz sprays that we all have collected. That's how you dye your P3 tape. I also have a video demoing that. So there it is. There's the cover using P3 tape, paperphenomenon.com. I promise you, just get one roll. You're going to love it. If you think somebody would love this video or would benefit from using P3 tape, please share my video. I greatly appreciate it. This is Kathy with Paper Phenomenon, and until next time.